Right, see if I can get that. Hello.
Hello.
So,
Well, that's a
hello,
fancy,
Suze. I'm
fancy
just
opening there.
we're just sharing pages just now because it takes everybody. They're about 10 seconds behind, 30 seconds behind us. So we'll just share the pages before we really get started. It's
So
not come
that's
up
me
on
shared it. I
page
think
yet.
it should be on mine now. Fingers crossed.
It's not come up with mine yet. Here we go. I can share it now.
That's it.
Just delay,
Let's check.
share. And I'll share it to Angela's page and Soul Retreat page. So, guys, just hang on a minute. It's like,
Well,
you lot share as well.
That's good.
We've got 2 people that can share there because we page. If I get the Soul Retreat page or Angela's page, because we're famous when we share it. We're not famous if we don't.
Practically famous. Well,
So, last thing out there. Before I do an introduction, I've got one more page to share it to, and group. Hang on. Oh, where's it gone now? Share. I think that's it.
The joys of technology, eh?
It's just right. Soul Retreat and then post. We've got too many pages.
Well, I think that's the problem, isn't it? Maybe I could just share it. Oh, while you're doing that, I'll just share it to my own page as well. I should be able to do that. Let's do that one as well. Why not?
Why not? And
let me see if I can do that quickly. Share. There we go. Why not? It's going to be all over Facebook.
That's right. So I'll get the chat up. Let's get the chat now. So if you're out there, guys, and you can hear us okay, please put up a wee sign or say hello.
Silence. Are you able to see who's online, Derek?
Can you see the
numbers of people online?
We'll see the numbers online. When we start chatting, we've got 5 on one channel just now. Nice. It just takes a wee minute for they switch off their tellies and
see. Where's Lorna Walker? Hello. Hi, Lorna.
And then we'll get the captions up. There we go. So welcome everybody to our chat show. And the subject tonight is a subject that's probably close to me and your heart, Suze, is how we can serve ourselves and others. And
absolutely.
I thought with all the work that we do, because we're kind of similar in the kind of therapies that we do and the healing side and motivational and the corporate work we both do as well. And we're always, one of the things I want to highlight is sometimes we're busy serving others and we don't look after ourselves.
Yes, that old chestnut. I am incredibly guilty of that over the last couple of months for sure. So yes, we do need to put ourselves first sometimes. And that can be hard when you're working for yourself, I think, because you want to make sure that you're not letting people down. You know, when you help people for a living, the last thing you want to do is let them down. But sometimes you have to put yourself first, and it's not selfish to do so.
Yeah, and I get reminded to that tonight, and I know Louise Kelman will remind me here because she's diabetic too. But my blood sugars were high because I've been sitting in the office a lot lately and advertising and doing things, but getting out. But we know what we should be doing.
We know what we should be doing.
It's like, and sometimes you don't do it. So how would you motivate somebody? Because you've got a lot of motivation tools there in your toolbox, haven't you?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I do as part of my coaching, is a lot of motivation, a lot of getting people to identify for themselves what's missing in their life, or if they're having a hard time with motivation, how to get back on the train, as it were. I actually coach for a friend of mine on her healthy movement program, and a lot of that is to do with helping people to move out of pain and to be able to move better. And that can be quite a challenge because pain itself, because of course, can stop you from wanting to make those movements that you know are actually going to improve things. And it's easy once you've started to change how you're moving, because I'm actually on her program myself now because of the issues I've been having with my own back. And what you notice is for a few days, everything goes really well. You're learning all these new things that you're doing, but then you suddenly realize that you're forgetting all of the things that you're learning really, really quickly. So for me, motivation, how I help them is I always get people to start by sharing something that is like a win for them, something that has been a positive, even if it's like the tiniest thing. And managing to draw that out sometimes when people are struggling can be quite hard. But if you can get them to share a win, that can help them set off on a good track, or like starting to think from a positive perspective. Then I like to ask them what they've discovered. And the discovery is usually not always so positive, but that's okay, because that then draws out the conversation, and that's how we can then help people get unstuck and moving forwards again. So that would be,
and I think when we do that and we focus on ourselves and we focus on others, is we kind of create boundaries as well, and sort of saying enough's enough to certain people or whatever. But the real is, and I remember when we had the lady on, I think it was Karen, she wrote the book about the psychic vampires and all that, and that was quite interesting.
Nice.
And it is all about that she was given to a lot of people who were very demanding and very never away from her door type thing. And it's learning to, sometimes we can best serve by not serving and saying no to some people.
By saying no and having our own boundaries in place, actually, that does help a lot. And that's an interesting one, the whole concept of energy vampires. We talk in theta healing, which is one of the main modalities that I use. We talk about people who are have that parasitic energy about them. They suck you dry. And a lot of that can do with having actual parasites, believe it or not, in your body. So doing some kind of a parasite cleanse can help you to not attract these people in who suck all your energy as well. It's quite an interesting kind of correlation there. I know we've gone off on a tangent now, but
that's what it's like. But we're being spontaneous, because sometimes we'll have set questions and stuff. I know it's a set subject, and I know I want to sort of promote you and some of the stuff that you're doing pretty shortly. It's like, because you're
jump the gun then.
you're back over here, and I know when you first came back with all the COVID carry on, and you're now getting back into things and bringing us your professionalism back into this country, because you were away for a few years, weren't you?
Just a few, just 22 of them. I was over in Dubai for 22 years, and that was home for me. I moved there when I was 25 years old, and I moved back when I was nearly 50. So that was like half my life was spent in Dubai. And I moved back here to a very rural part of the northeast of Scotland, in the middle of the lockdown. And I can't see clients at my house. It's not really possible because of where I live, and my husband is at home. And I found it really challenging. And I had to kind of build the whole business from scratch again online, and working with clients online, which has been actually really beneficial. I mean, look, we all had to learn how to work online during COVID, and I think it's been a really beneficial move. Now I'm hybrid working because I have an office in Banchory in Aberdeenshire, and that has been a huge shift for me as well. So online means I can reach people across the whole world. I still have a lot of clients in Dubai. Got clients starting with me in Australia next month, and a lot of local clients as well. So it was a big challenge moving home, definitely. But I feel much more grounded and settled here now that I have the office. It was like this magic switch as soon as I took the office in September last year. It was good.
I think that's brilliant, and I think because of the tools that we have, and we apply them, and this is how best to serve ourselves. We can manage that change.
Absolutely, and I think that the whole that old that expression that you hear is "heal or heal thyself," and I think that is so important. We can't expect to help other people if we're not taking care of ourselves. We're not walking our talk. Like, for example, today I did my physio session, and a lot of fear has been coming up for me because I'm scared that I put my back out again when I'm lifting all my heavy equipment and such, like when I'm doing sound baths and stuff. And I'm really scared. Like, I've had 2 episodes in the last month or 2 months where I've been on my back for 4 days, not able to move, and in a lot of pain. So now, my physio said to me, "What are you going to do about that?" And I'm like, okay, so it's fear. Lesson 1, take a lesson out of your own book and do something about it. So tomorrow morning, when I've got like a half hour spare, I will be doing a theta healing session on myself to figure out how I can get out of that fear and then release it. So
I know like in Reiki, we can send healing to our future selves, like to
Yes.
certain time in the
Good
future.
idea. I like
And
that.
it's
I
like,
should do that.
and I know you've done Reiki as well, but I don't know a lot about theta, and I know that we're trying to organise with yourself to come up and to Soul Retreat later in the year to do a theta workshop or course or practitioner. And I know that will happen because I know me and Angela are definitely keen to learn that too. And I see Louise Douglas here as well, and she introduced me to Louise ThetaHealing years ago. Yeah.
How are you, Fairy?
Yeah. And a lot of people out there, guys out there that want to ask questions about, if you've had challenges you've overcame, if you're struggling with serving others, looking after them, being carers, then please ask questions and take advantage of two experienced therapists here that can guide and give you advice, or maybe you can give us some advice. It's like you never know. And there's never a right or wrong as well. There's, we know we talk to like associations that we belong to and all that. We get good advice and we can signpost as well. And we're very well highly insured and stuff and very professional at stuff that we give out as well. But I know that when somebody, they go on the internet and they check all their symptoms, like it makes them more bloody stressed.
Yes, Dr. Google. Dr. Google's never a good idea. I'm seeing Tracy has arrived as well. Hi, Tracy.
That's good, yeah. And it's, if you've got experiences out there like to share or talk about, guys, then we will pull some cards and that stuff later on at the end. But tonight it's all about you. And if you're having problems at home, or you're struggling with serving others, or you're not looking after yourself and you just want to kind of get some good advice, then please feel free to ask some questions, guys. One of the questions that I want to ask you is, what's happening? It's like, what are you getting up to the next few weeks?
Oh my goodness me. Well, yeah. Well, when I moved back here, I absolutely hit the ground running. And so this week is a especially busy week. So I do a lot of networking actually. And so I've got a couple of networking things coming up this week. I just had a sound bath on Friday that's just passed. I do one every month, and I do my best to make that the last Friday of the month. This weekend, and I'm quite excited about this, this is the second one that's happened, is I'm taking part in the Women's Wellness Weekend, and that is being held at Knockburn Loch, which is just outside Banchory. It's the Strachan area. And I don't know exactly how you pronounce that, but I think it's Strachan. It looks like Strachan, but it's not. It's Strachan. There we go. Thank you, Derek. So yeah, I am taking part in that. There's many of us. I think it's like 12 or 13 different people, and there's workshops on both the Saturday and the Sunday. You can just take a wander around the loch. There's nature walks. There's all sorts of things going on, and we are also running a women's circle in the evening as well. So I'll be facilitating the sound bath at that. I'm also going to have my therapy bed there. So I'll be doing on the body Reiki, crystal Reiki, tuning fork tune-ups and singing bowls on the body as well whilst I'm there. And I will also be doing oracle card readings throughout the weekend as well. So this is not my event. I'm just taking part at it. So if anybody is interested. Sorry,
is this the one you sent the poster of? We'll put that up.
No, that's my own event. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
We'll talk about my own one later. That's
not the links, guys, are on the top of the the subjects, or the links to that your events page where you're at and going.
So if anybody wants to go on to that or wants information about this weekend and wants to book onto it, they just go into Facebook and there's a group set up. It's called the Women's Wellness Weekend, and I'm sure you'll find it because there's plenty of people on there. And I'll add a link later on to my own page as well. So if anybody needs to find it, I'd love to see you there.
I think it's one of the things. I just see one of my friends here, Alan Law, come on, an old schoolmate, and I've got a lot of friends who've started turning up at some of my events, which is nice. The ones that I wouldn't say slag me off. I say, what's he up to? And Alan's one of them. And he came along, and actually he was a DJ for some of my events, as in he hosted, and he was blown away by the past life regressions and stuff, and and he's went through a challenging time over the last 2 or 3 years, and he's had to adapt and change as well, and how best he can serve his customers, his family, and all that. And it's not an easy task, balancing everything, isn't it?
No, absolutely. And it's just when you talk about this sort of when we can support our other family members as well. I had an issue with a family member, and I don't want to kind of go too deep into who or whatever, but I was finding that this person was coming to me, and I promised that I would be their support. But actually, what I ended up doing was enabling them to just lean on me constantly. And it wasn't until I had another conversation with a friend, and this is always the thing, is we have to sometimes be able to take that step back, or to listen to someone else saying, you maybe could try something different. What I then ended up doing was, instead of enabling them to just lean on me and not actually do anything for themselves to get better, was to then learn how to empower them. And that was where the whole of my coaching came from, was the learning to say, okay, so how can you get out of this? How can you move forwards, and then support them? And if they're completely stuck, then yes, of course you can suggest things, but helping them to actually give them tools to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and to overcome difficulties, you know.
Yeah. And we just had a comment there, and it was from Jasmine, right? It says, hello, please, will I succeed in my actual work, or will I change to another enterprise? Now, we will pull cards and have a bit of fun with that later on. But what I'm saying, Jasmine, is ask yourself that question.
But I actually love that question, because that just buys completely into what I actually do, which is helping people to identify what their soul purpose is, what their soul came to this lifetime to actually do. Yeah. And so what I find is that people get stuck in the rat race, or on the hamster wheel of life, as I call it. And they don't know how to get off, or they don't feel confident enough to get off, or they don't realize that they can actually do something that lights them up from the inside. And that can be their career or a job, or it could actually be something that's not anything to do with that, but they have that as something else to do. So you will succeed, yes, Jasmine, but you have to put the effort in. Nothing happens without action. And that's where and if you haven't, if you don't know how to do that, then that's where someone like yourself, Derek, or me, or someone can come in and help guide you through that process of identifying what it is that you want to be successful in.
And that's so true, because, you know, it's a great question, because people ask all the time in card readings and all that. And this is why I'm not moving away from the psychic type stuff. But when people come in, I always say we can see options for the future. I've never said I'm a fortune teller like that, but a lot of the stuff that we see does come through, even your card readings. But it's that question we ask ourselves. And that's part of the how best I can serve myself is the kind of theme tonight. But there's another one, and it's kind of changed that a little bit. But Lorna Walker, I am in chronic pain in my wrist. It changed my life. I wondered if I was a slave in a past life. And I was also a 24/7 carer with my mother for 3 years with dementia. I also worked in the NHS for 35 years. And that's a prime example of the type of clients that we get in. You know, it's like they're in pain themselves. But I know with Lorna, knowing her well, or through Angela and stuff like that, that sometimes the pain is a good thing, because it slows us down. So we've got to listen to that, haven't we, Suze?
Yeah, very much so. I think it's very interesting, the whole concept of pain, because in the brain, pain is registered in the same place, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain. So a lot of times physical pain is brought on by emotional pain, or can be exacerbated by something like stress or difficulties, or, you know, like, for example, with Lorna there, you know, if you've been a carer for that long, that is, I mean, it's hard, you know, it's exhausting. So, you know, I think sometimes, and also you have this, you know, there's just so many different aspects of the physical body that is related to the mind. And like I spoke earlier about that concept of having an energy vampire that could be a parasite, you know. that for me, my biggest issue is my lower back, that I've been having issues with that for a long time, and it's really, really flared up badly. So, you know, I know that lower back pain is very connected with the essence or the energy of feeling unsupported or lack of support. And that, if I listen to my physiotherapist, who's a doctor of physiotherapy, she talks about the fascia and how it's connected into the spine, and it tightens up, and then you don't have support, or your muscles are weak, so you don't have support. So the whole of the lower spine is physical support, but it's also about feeling unsupported as well, for whatever reason. Wrist pain, off the top of my head, I can't, or I don't remember, or I don't know exactly what that is about. It depends on whether it's joint or muscular or bone, I suppose, as to what that could be connected with. But yeah, it's the physical pain makes the emotional pain worse, and vice versa. It's a two-way street, you know.
That's excellent, and it's fascinating when you go into the kind of past life. And the one I'm doing the next one that's coming up, I'll show you this one, the next question, because I'm jumping a little bit. But thanks, Lorna, for that info. Becky, I find when I'm connecting with people, past loved ones, I tend to get their aches and pains stuck. Now, this is kind of like the psychic vampires in a way, is if we tune into somebody, our intuition gives us the pain, so we get the empathy and we recognize it. But what you can say, Becky, and I teach this, and I would do this in my workshops as well, is saying, thank you for giving me that spirit or whatever you believe in. Please take it away now. And you'll find within a few minutes that pains disappear. So I totally get, because when I'm doing mediumship, when you see me doing mediumship, and it's like when I'm connecting, I do pick up pains and all sorts of things. And it's quite funny when I know it's not really pain, it's them giving me the feeling of that. And it usually is a validation of how they passed. That's the easiest validation. But please ask them to take it back, because it can stay with you. And that's when you're not grounded. And that's what I always say to people, and you probably say the same, grounding yourself is very, very important, or earthing yourself is another one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well, you know, when you're taking on other people's pain or illnesses as well, whether they're on this earthly plane or if they're in spirit form, it's very much of that spiritual plane. If you think about shamanic energy, maybe not so much this in this day and age, but shamans of old would have taken on their illness of the person they were healing. And there's obligations depending on which plane of existence you're working with. And shamanic energy is very much about taking on that. So if you're picking that energy up or taking pain on from somebody else that's not yours, then you need to protect yourself and your energy as well. And also making sure that you're not caught up with the obligations of these different kind of planes of existence and the laws that are part of those as well. Yeah,
it's totally fascinating. And that subject is, I love this Ken chat, because it's not like what card am I going to get, because the chat shows the idea of this is to educate people. And that's why we're getting lovely guests like Sue's coming on. Now, Lorna's give us give a bit of feedback here. It's the fascia that needs cutting. I chanted myself to sleep. So she's using some of her skills as well. But I always say to people, Sue's, that you're not alone. Even if you're living alone, there's people in spirit, there's people, energies around us.
You're never alone. There's always your spirit guides or your angels or anything as well. Lorna, is Lorna up beside you, Derek, or do you know where she lives? Yeah.
She's around this. I think she's around here somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Nosy question, because I know Louise Douglas is on here. Louise Douglas does something called KCR, kinetic chain release, and that's really, really good for helping release fascia and all sorts of other things. She's done a couple of sessions on me. I'm going to give her a little plug here because Louise has really, really helped me with my back. So if you're looking for some work with that, then Lorna, maybe have a chat. She's somewhere in the chat. Find her. Heavenly Alignment is her page. You should get her on.
We need to get Louise on here, because I'm determined this time. I know started before, and we've had you on as a guest before, but every Monday night, and I'm sticking to it, unless I'm on holiday or something, but I've got training other people to host as well. And we're hoping to grow that and have a live audience actually in the office, in the living room we've got as well.
Nice.
And so we can interact with the studio as well, because there's not enough of this. People talking about holistically about a lot of these issues, and a lot of it is shut off from the mainstream media. And that's the whole idea of us taking on the Soul Retreat and Wellness Centre is kind of to link people up. And it doesn't matter if you're up doing a course, I'm doing a course. It's all similar, but some things, Theta will work for one person, it won't work for another. Reiki will work for one, or life coaching. Yeah. It's giving people a choice that it's not taking a pill, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm very much about being complementary rather than alternative. I think it's really important that people are open to both sides of things, you know, but I just think that there is more awareness around this sort of topic nowadays, and I think it is so important that we understand. And I think even the doctors are, did I say, a bit careful here, but they're actually coming around to the recognition that everything starts in the mind, and that we can actually help by becoming calmer and in a better state of mind, and the healing that we need to do, or that has to happen in our body, can spontaneously actually happen by being in a positive mindset and a calm state of mind. Now, it's easy enough for me to sit here and say that, but if you're long-term unwell or chronically in pain, or whatever it might be, then it's easier said than done to be in a positive mindset or see a way out. But it's managing to get that shift in the thoughts and the thinking and the neural pathways that can really make a big difference to how we heal ourselves, and how we serve others and help them to heal as well.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's totally true. And there's Becky. Thank you. I'm pretty new to acknowledging it all. So basically just learning. I grew up thinking I was just a bit odd. It doesn't that remind you of certain people?
Odd, yes.
We've always been a bit odd.
Welcome in, Becky.
And it's so true. When nowadays it's actually changing, I think, Susan, and you kind of the sort of same age group as ourselves, but it's when we started out, we were classed as odd and strange and doing it. But now it's kind of be classed as normal.
Yeah. If you think about things like mindfulness and how that has become quite mainstream now, it's very much accepted. And actually, you will get recommended to go and do things like mindfulness-based stress reduction, which is one of the things I do, by the way.
Yes,
but it's just like it's actually becoming much more normal to do those things, which is really good that that's happening. Absolutely. And yet, embrace the odd. Absolutely. I think that there are people that follow normal patterns or the everyday or whatever, and that's okay, but it's also okay to be different. And I think it's actually really important that we recognize that we can all be different, but we're all the same, or we're all connected, should we say.
And that's I think it's a state of mind as well. And this next comment from Aileen, and I know Aileen for a long time, and I didn't know about this, Aileen, so I'm really chuffed that you're sharing this. Hiya, was very ill at the start of 2023. Told my body it was healing all the way through.
Well done.
Managed to get my renal function up 51% from 30%. Brilliant book by Bruce Lipton. I've heard of that guy, Bruce Lipton.
Biology of Belief. His book is amazing.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, go on to his, there's a whole video, I think, like you can watch. There's like a movie about it as well. Yeah, he's one of my my top three of my dudes that I follow. Dr. Joe Dispenza is another one. I love him.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton. And it's all about your belief systems. And that's where Theta Healing comes in, because Theta Healing taps into your, and I suppose it's a bit like hypnotherapy, Derek, because I know you do that, but it's tapping into your subconscious mind and identifying where those negative beliefs or the limiting beliefs are. And I don't know how this differs to hypnotherapy, because I've never actually had hypnotherapy, but I know that with Theta Healing, once we identify those limiting beliefs, we energetically release them and replace them with a new positive program, like my body is healing, or something along those lines, so that you start to believe from that perspective, rather than affirming the negative, which is going to be like, I'm never going to get better. That's a really common one, Yeah. And Aileen says she loves all three of those guys. Good.
Yes, that's good. And it's so relevant to the subject, and it's like never be stuck in how best I can serve myself. Sometimes a book just falls out the bookshelf, or I used to go to a library, believe this or not, with my pendulum and saying, "Show me my next book." And I do this in meditation when I'm taking them in a past life and take them to a library. And I just get them to visualize the library there and what book are they going to choose. And in their mind, it's amazing when they turn that first page or the first picture they get, it's something that's going on in their mind that they need help with. Yeah. And it's such a... And in the morning, I always say to people in my life coaching days is, don't watch the news in the morning. Watch it at night when you come home, right?
Don't watch it at all.
So what Angela does, she has on some of these guys who are talking about on positive meditations in the morning. She has a shower moment. She takes her phone in and she listens to these guys. It's like on YouTube or motivational. And it's amazing how much it changed your whole outlook for the day.
Absolutely. I think you're starting off the day with good intentions, starting off with a meditation. I would never encourage anybody to watch the news ever. Sorry. I'm going to put my hand up and say that. If you think about it, when the news channels started to go 24 hours a day, they got to fill 24 hours of news. And the negativity bias, which is one of the thoughts that we have, is that we're always looking for the negative in things, because that's how we've evolved and how we survive, is that we're always looking for the negative. So of course that's where they feed us. So they feed us fear constantly, you know. So just don't watch the news. Just make your own decisions about life.
There's aliens saying, I always think that was there to teach me. And I think that's so true. Is when we get I'll be honest, because it was my back injury that slowed me down when I was really active. And if I didn't get that back injury and go into hospital and have that 10 days out, I wouldn't have done Reiki or changed my job or anything like that in the early days, because that did stop me. And I was nearly paralysed for it. And I'll never forget it, because it was my sister's birthday, 25th November, lying in the hospital bed, phoning my sister, like, happy birthday, but I'm going into the operating theatre. I might see you the other side. It's like, but it changed my life, because I did change my life after that, because I wasn't putting up with the pain anymore.
Absolutely. And that's where I am at right now. And Aileen's exactly right. What is this here to teach me? You know, we always think about things as, you know, not so much like a pain or something like that, but oftentimes when things happen in our lives, we think, oh, why me? Or we become the victim, or we think that, you know, what have we done to deserve this? And see that from a negative perspective. But when we start to see things as a lesson and what's the positive that we can learn from it, then we can move forward from it as well. So that's really, really important. And I like that comment a lot. What is this here to teach me?
It's good. And it's like, I know Louise, and we both know Louise is there as well. And she said, did hypno session, and she said, did hypno sessions with Paul McCarran, and he was good. Wow. And I do hypnotherapy, and I think it's a great tool. But we still need, I say, the life coaching and counselling with hypnotherapy. And I've learned that, because you need to have the goal, you need to have the motivation. Even if we're doing repeated affirmations, you still have to take the actions.
Oh, most definitely. Yes, nothing happens without action.
It's a great tool for relaxing people, hypnotherapy. And I do it in stages, you know, and whatnot. But if you want to change, the only person can change really. It's like people want to stop smoking or drinking. They have to want to stop smoking and drinking first.
Yes.
Not look for a magic cure. They have to, well, why am I smoking in the first place?
Absolutely.
That's the question I ask.
Yeah, and it's the same with, like you said, it's about taking action. It's like, you know, like I believe that everybody should be coached, or should have a coach. I have coaches. I am a coach, but I have coaches, because they're there to help keep you accountable. You know, we as coaches, and you'll know this yourself, is how do we help move people forwards, is we keep them on track. And that's why it's so vitally important when you're trying to make changes, or I don't like to use the word try, but when you're doing your best to make changes, having someone by your side to keep you going and keep you motivated is really, really important. Because oftentimes you're like, oh, I'm going to do this, and you're all excited. Look at New Year's resolutions for a start. Who actually ever completes their New Year's resolutions? So it's just like having that someone there. But, you know, if you don't, look, you can take action on your own, but the coach helps you to take the action. Or if it's not a coach, it might be theta healing, or it might be hypnotherapy, or whatever it is that you're doing, as long as you're doing something. And that's the vital key to everything, is that you have to do it yourself. You have to help yourself in whatever way that works for you.
And I think, and our thing goes along with that. And Angela, I just put Angela up there because she must be policing the YouTube channel for me, but that's why I put it up, because people wouldn't see her comment. Angela's saying hello, and she's through the next room. She must be in the YouTube channel, but she did do a live with me, because she's getting better at coming on live and stuff. And there's again, as Tracy kind of saying there, I say positive affirmations every day, goal setting every week, and that's really good. And
she's my top goal setter. Tracy is like amazing at goal setting, not just goal setting, but goal getting, and she just totally gets it. She's amazing. Well done, Tracy.
and well done to Louise there, who's saying, you know, I do enjoy it, but I need to constantly do the homework that goes along with it. And that's the point that I've been making.
Change is never easy, right? You have to do the work. So hello live is not my thing.
She was nearly going to go up and do a bit of mediumship with her night when we had Tommy Goodwin up in the office. And she says, right, I'll go up and do maybe 10 minutes. And she nearly did. It's like, so she's getting braver. But that's something that Angela's working on. But when you see her, when she's talking about her own passions, and you witnessed that, and when she's talking about her work and her reflexology, her angelic Reiki, and you see her in a class, she's just absolutely amazing. She knows her subject and she's so confident, and she's now doing amazing courses, and she helps me a lot with my courses as well. And that's because she's passionate and she totally believes in it. So you don't need to be nervous. When you believe in something, the nerves disappear. And you fight for it, don't you? It's like me and you fought for our beliefs.
Totally. And if you know your subject, you could talk about your subject for like 2 hours without having to think about it. And I think what we get caught up with is what if we get stuck on a question, or I don't know what I'm going to have to say, or I fluff my lines, or I fluff what I'm saying. And you know what? Actually, I find it much easier to do a live than it is to record a video, because I know in my mind that if I make a mistake, I can just re-record it. So I end up like recording it 10 times. Whereas if I'm live, well, I can't, if I make a mistake, I make a mistake, and you just have to keep going, you know? So I actually prefer it, to be honest. Yeah.
And I think one of the things we've got to be aware of is staying in the victim mode. And we are victims at certain times in our lives, and there's nothing wrong with being a victim because bad things happen, you know? But if we stay in the victim mode, it's just like when my favourite football team gets beat. I love playing the victim mode. It's like I enjoy it. It's like throw the toys out the pram, and I haven't spoken much about the football the weekend because my team got beat again, and it's like Aberdeen. And I enjoy being the miserable bugger, and that's part of the act. And some people play that really well, but they also play it in their life sometimes because they seek that attention. I seek attention when Aberdeen gets beat because I want the attention. I want my team to do well. And I know it's me just taking a mickey a little bit, but at the same time,
of course,
it's highlighting to people that we don't have to stay in the victim mode.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not good to stay in the victim mode. Yes, if something happens, then technically you are a victim. But actually, I don't like, there's a charity. I mean, again, I should be a little bit careful here, but it's called Victim Support. And I know why it's called that, because it does, it supports people who have had a trauma. Or they have become a victim for whatever reason. But in a way, for me, that almost perpetuates that concept of I am a victim, and it's like an affirmation. But I see why it's called that, because that's how they help people, but hey, it's all about words, isn't it?
But getting back to the I am a victim, we just changed the V to a different word, and it's I am the victor. Because if you're a victor over this, and I think this is what Lorna's trying to say here in her comment, is I was traumatized by finding my mother who'd fallen with hypodermic fracture, skull, on life support, 2 bleeds in the brain, and palliative care, given a few days to live. I prayed with my heart and soul for her to live, and a white feather appeared. And that's, I probably missed part of that. White feather appeared on her hospital bed. She lived another 7 years, and it changed who I am. That's an amazing story, Laura. Thanks for sharing that.
Goosebumps going up my arms.
I felt like the back of my head. It's like, thank you for sharing that. It's so kind of you to do that. It just shows you your belief, and she'll feel your energy. She would have felt that energy that you were sending to her, and she had a purpose to live on because you wanted her to live on, and she totally turned it around. And Angela was joking here. She says she's my Debbie McGee. Well, I'm her Debbie McGee when she's doing her courses. So,
bless.
It's just like, and Louise Andrew said there, she often doesn't have the support. Often you don't have the support, you don't bother doing the activity that you wanted to do. So it's kind of highlighting that you need to do the work yourself, and nobody's going to do it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's about asking for the support and then taking the support when it's offered. But at the end of the day, it's like what I was saying earlier, is about how you actually, someone who is supporting you should never let you lean on them like a crutch. Is that they empower you to get better for yourself, to stand on your own 2 feet, so that you don't need them as a crutch, that you can manage it on your own. That's what's crucial when it comes to moving forwards, I think.
There was one naughty
I've got a
comment, but
reload message. Did I do that? I've got, oops, something went wrong. Try reloading the page. Well, I'm a bit scared to touch that. I might
no,
lose the whole thing.
I think it was I just booted somebody out there because they were being naughty, so I might have caused something.
Right. Okay, it's gone away now anyway.
Gone away, yeah, because I think that's maybe why that came up. Because you do get the trolls that come on. I actually look forward to getting some of them because it winds people up. Not in a bad sense, and I'm not going to attract it. But if we're attracting people that are dinging what we do, then we're doing something right.
Oh God,
that's the way I see it. It's a positive because I say, come along to one of my events and see us in real action. And the other ones, the skeptics come along and end up booking courses.
You'll have to tell me what that was later because I didn't see anything. Damn it!
I will later.
See, I have a lot of so I had to on Facebook. I had to verify myself so that I've got the blue tick after my name because I have so many scammers trying to scam my account. So yeah, I take no prisoners with them now. I screenshot their comments, I screenshot their profile, and I put them on my scammers gallery on my profile because I have no time for them whatsoever. So bring it on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Well, I lost my Instagram account, and I was actually very, very lucky that one of my clients, and it was the Bitcoin thing and all that, and it says I was making a fortune of Bitcoin, and as I was typing, saying this is not me, somebody else was typing after me in my name.
Oh my God!
And I had to get through Instagram and tell them when I had to put my passport through, and I lost my account, and I had to reset it up and everything, and I use a different username.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's rife. It's terrible, and it's a big problem out there.
It's very hurtful because I had all my quotes, my picture quotes I used to do all the time were stored on Instagram, and I've got them all over the computer and stuff. But I put them in one place so I could always go and get them. Yeah. And it's 7 years of picture quotes in my Instagram account then.
And that's the problem with social media in a way is that, we don't own anything that we put on there. We don't own any of the people that follow us. And it's really important that people connect in with us and we can reach them in other ways, As I was just talking to somebody the other day about the algorithm and how, I don't know why we're off on a tangent here talking about Facebook, but anyway, like if you have a Facebook page, and it's a business page, if you're just organically posting on that page, 3% of the people that follow you will be shown that post. So if you're seeing stuff coming up on Derek's page or on my page, if you follow me, please like, comment, and share, or any of those three, because that then tells the algorithm that you want to see us, you want to see more, but also that then helps the algorithm go, oh, this is an interesting post, so that it puts it out there and shows other people as well, and that's what helps us as small business owners to grow.
Definitely. And that's part of doing the live still on Facebook, and I know that I've been using TikTok and stuff and building that up, and the YouTube channel as well, because we were restricted. It has got better because people are onto them, and it does get better. But let's get back on kind of subject where we've got. I know. It's like it's getting back to what we were saying earlier on. The pressure from Becky. It's great chat. The pressure of expectations. If you're doing a spontaneous read, for example, it's safe and comfy because there's no time to overthink. But if it's planned, the worry that you're just going to go blank is scary. Every time I go on a platform, Becky, I have got that worry, right? Because I keep saying to my guys or whoever I'm getting his messages from, whether it's I'm going off my head or what, you can say that to me. I shout and I swear, you better give me good information tonight. And I take the control and I totally trust. And it's the trust. And sometimes it's a bit slow, or maybe you've got to use all your senses and see what you're drawn to when you're doing a reading or mediumship. And this is what I teach now. You could be drawn, it could be feathers, it could be a number on a wall, it could be a certain part of the picture, whether it's a doggy or something, or a name comes to your head. And I always say, just give what you get to the person in front of you or the client. And don't try and stop it.
I so agree with that. I think that if you feel like you're getting blank or you're stuck or anything, then just stop, take a deep breath, and just relax. Because if you're getting stuck, you're trying to force it, And it's like you said, it's like if you have a thought and you're not sure, it makes no sense to you whatsoever. Now, this is something that like you think, oh my God, this is going to sound really crazy if I say this, but actually if you say it, and then the person you're working with nearly always resonates with what it is or has a story to tell about it. And so nowadays I don't hold back anymore. But it's taken a lot of time to have the confidence to do that. So Becky, I would just say, just trust in that process, like Derek's just said as well. Take a breath, relax, and just allow any messages to come through, because they are there. And you can easily channel them. And even if you're not sure, or you're seeing a part of it, or you're not very sure of what the message is, just say it, because it will definitely resonate with the person you're working with. Yeah, for sure.
And just speaking about that, because channeling, really, I've got a workshop coming up on the 9th.
Nice.
Still some spaces, and we're talking about channeling and mediumship and some fun stuff with the cards and stuff as well, and crystals and whatnot. And I've got some amazing guests coming in as well that will assist, who've been on doing this work a lot longer than me, and they're in their 70s and 80s. Some of my mentors are coming along and to give us advice. And we've got my lovely soup and sandwiches, and it's an all-day event. It's really good. We've got one tomorrow night, and if you still want to go, there's still some places. And this is about past life regression and what it's all about, and how you can read other people's past lives and pick up on things. So it's intuitive and spiritual. And we had the tea party, and I need to get you up to one of these tea parties. And that was on the Saturday. We've got one on the 30th coming up. And it's amazing. People think it's just about reading tea leaves, but it's not. It's networking, and it's a lot of spiritual things happening that day as well. So it's a great event. And you've got something coming up here yourself, haven't you?
I wish I'd known I needed to send you a horizontal one. What's the word?
It's still there though. You can still see it.
We can see each other with it.
It's near Bankery. That's all I can see.
So it's So I do a retreat every year. It's a women's wellness retreat, or women's wellbeing retreat. Do it every year. I'm hoping Tracy is still online. Tracy is my top retreat guest. She's been to the last 3. This might be her 4th one. So it's 17th to the 19th of May. It's just outside Bankery, Aberdeenshire. It's 2 nights. There's glamping. There's actually only one glamping space left, but we also have a beautiful lodge building, and there are 4 spaces left in that. There are 2 private rooms, beautiful private rooms that have double beds and ensuite bathrooms. And there's 1 twin room in there as well, which also has an ensuite bathroom. And I'm having a little flash sale for the lodge rooms. So there's 1 left in the glamping cabin, 1 space left in that. So that's one you need to take bedding and stuff for. That's $295 for the weekend, and that includes all of your food, all of your events, all of the everything to do with the retreat, all your food, accommodation, blah blah. And for the twin room was $395, and until midnight on the 29th, so you've got 3 days left, I think, that is reduced to
hurry up, guys.
I know, exactly. No mucking around, eh? Reduced to $350 from $395. And if you wanted to take a private room in one of the, there's, as I said, there's 2 double beds and two separate rooms, and there are only 2 of those, and that is $450, reduced now to $395. And that is until, as I said, midnight on the 29th. So if you make a booking for that between now and then, and you basically, it's a £95 deposit to secure your place, and then there's a couple of payment plans up until May. If you book it between now and the 29th, I will automatically know that you're doing that in this flash sale, and I will apply the discount, and I will let you know what the balances are. So you don't need to worry about having to do any codes or any of that fancy stuff. So have you got my website for that, Derek?
Yes, I'll get rid
up on the screen.
I'll get rid of this just now, and I'll go back into my captions and do the magic here. There you go.
So yeah, and I can put a link up as well. So sourceful.me, and if you go to my events page, scroll through my events, and you'll find it there. Yeah. Here's Tracy, my star. I would highly recommend. Love them. Thank you. Yeah, so actually, Tracy this year has stepped up. She is an amazing person. So Tracy is actually a relaxed kids coach. and she does reflexology, and she's recently trained as a theta healer. She does Reiki as well, and she's actually going to be facilitating a meditation on my retreat this year. So thank you for that, Tracy. And yeah, so that's happening. And we've also got Sally Rose.
Get you up to a soul retreat and get Tracy up as well. So
yeah, definitely. Another lady.
Different sides of the country, but we'll get you up here.
Oh, I love coming up there. I remember when I came up to Elgin and did a whole some kind of a school thing up there in summer holidays when I was a kid. But yeah, so yeah, we've got lots of things.
There is plans in the future that we spoke to you, and it's confidential just now. Wink, wink. It's like shh. But there will be some big events coming up later in the summer, so that you'll be part of and part of our team, because we all work together and we all share and whatnot, and we like to have a laugh. And we've got laughter yoga coming. We've got Natalie Mcgillivray. She's amazing. She get her down your way. She's coming down to do some laughter yoga on the 16th of March.
Amazing. I love laughter yoga.
Yeah, and the same day we've got a sound healing workshop with Charles Lightwalker. Now he's going to be part of our team, and Suze, you'll love this guy. He's come over from the States, and they have their own centre over there. He's a grand old 76, so he's living in Lossiemouth with his wife, and they're coming in to teach some stuff from sound healing, intuitive medical kind of stuff, and also he's a shamanic practitioner. He's got his own clan, Indian group and all that. An amazing guy. So if people want to meet him, book on the sound healing workshop. He's an amazing guy. He's one of the guys that's come along to the workshop if you can on the 9th. So definitely worth meeting this guy. It's amazing to have that knowledge in our area. It really is.
Brilliant. Yeah, I must actually, I'll check on your website and have a look and see what workshops and stuff you've got coming up as well. I've got another one happening in April, but I haven't actually launched that one yet. We're doing a self-care circle for women. So I'm working with Natasha Rubin. Natasha shares my office with me. So we've got that coming up as well. But again, I'll be launching that soonish. And yeah, like I said, I do a sound bath every month as well. So yeah, I think between us, we've got everything covered.
And I think when we've got animal work, forgot the animal workshop going up with Neen, but people can check the page. Geez. And we had her on, and I know you love your animals too. We had her on the chat show a couple of weeks ago, and it's amazing. So people, you can go back and watch these chat shows. Certainly watch that interview I did with Neen. It's amazing because the animals have souls and they've got energy, and they're very healing as well. And so when I say how best we can serve, it's not just about the humans, how best we can serve ourselves as humans, how best we can serve nature, animals, and that as well. So kind of getting back to how best we can serve the world, basically, is what I'm saying. And the question, the answers do come. Sometimes when you're not thinking, if you put it out there, how best can I serve myself and others? It's a bit of the access bars kind of mentality and stuff like that. It's like, how can I get better than this? Remember that saying? And instead of thinking, it couldn't get any worse, the next thing happens, the worst thing happens,
Yeah,
so
I love that.
It is all about state of mind. Yeah.
Totally is. I love that expression because you're just throwing that question out. You're not looking for an answer. How can it get better than this? And the other one is what else is possible, isn't it? I love those two are just such brilliant little phrases that if something good happens that you just go, what else is possible? How can I get better than this? And you're just sending that message out to the universe. Show me.
And it's like, bring it on. I want something better. Bring it on. Even though it's good, even if it is 100% good, I want more. It's
I deserve more. I expect more.
Or it's already happening.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, because it's already happening.
Already happening. Yeah. I've already got that 99 cone ice cream walking down Aberdeen. It's like next week when I'm there, it's like I can taste it, I can feel it, I can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
And the cream. It's like,
are you supposed to be 99 cone, Derek?
No. I don't deny myself. It's like, if I was to deny myself everything I'm not allowed, then I wouldn't.
Life would be really boring, wouldn't it?
No, life would be boring. So I think it's moderation.
Moderation and balance, I believe. Yeah, 100%.
And it's all about. Now, one of the things that you can love and I can love, when it's not too heavy, and it's light-hearted, and we'll give a couple of minutes, guys. So we're not giving life stories here. You can always book an appointment with either me or Sue.
Yes, you
If
can.
you'd like a proper session in reading, because you've been doing it a long time, and so have myself. So if we come to the part of the night, the last half hour or so, that you can ask for a card. So you've got cards of your own there tonight, haven't you?
I do, yes, and you've made me turn my screen round because now you'll be able to actually read them. But then I'm like, where the heck is the camera? So I'll be using my Sacred Traveler deck. I almost exclusively use this deck now. I actually offer the people who take a premium coaching package with me one of these cards at the end of every single session, and I cannot even begin to tell you how accurate they are. They just blow me away every single time, to the point I share a quiet moment with a client who was basically describing at the end of the session how they couldn't see a way forward and they felt completely stuck. And all I could think of was this card that's in this deck called the Fogged In card. And guess which card she pulled? The Fogged In card. And I'm thinking, well, of course she did, but well, I don't know why I'm so surprised, but yeah, I love them. So yeah, that's the ones I'm using tonight.
Yeah, I'll put this up. Now, I'll better put that off because I'll be talking about cards. The cards that I'm using tonight, and you know how hard this was for me because I'm dyslexic, but I designed my own cards. What's the crack card?
What's the crack cards? Brilliant.
And it's really good. I've got them tonight. Plus, I've got my normal, which I love, my Rider-Waite tarot card. Look at that, spreading the love. It's like,
ooh, beautiful. You know what? I never learned tarot. My daughter bought me a tarot book at Christmas time, and I do have a couple of tarot decks. But do you know what? For me, I'm like, it's just another thing. I've got too many things to learn, and I never got round to it. I think if I'd learned when I was younger, it would be better. I kind of roughly know what the cards are, but yeah, never got round to it. Shame. But Rider-Waite's the lovely deck. I like it.
Yeah. And just one last comment I'll just put it up because it's quite a good one, from Becky. And she started scribbling while I read because I think the scribble, it all comes from source. And it's so true. It's like we actually pick up little things before we do actually do this. Whether it's in our head and we scribble or we get thoughts when we're doing it. When you're doing a wee reading, I'll pick up stuff because I'm tuning into the same person and vice versa. And scribbling's a great way to do it. I doodle a lot.
I doodle as well.
I do doodles. I don't know where it comes from. And I was down away somewhere a couple of weeks ago, and I did the psychic art. I've never had a go at psychic art, and it was just a charcoal train thing. And I had to lie down and relax, get really totally chilled, lie down. I wasn't even comfy, but I was relaxed. And my hand just started to draw.
Amazing.
And I was kind of in a trance, and I did 4 pictures. You can go back on my Facebook and find out. And there was one that looks like lossy base with underground tunnels and all sorts. And I went, Angela she read it afterwards, that's lossy mouth.
Oh my God.
It's like, secrets on there. It's like, but it's totally amazing. So
it's funny how you brought that up, because what came up in my Facebook memories, I think either today or yesterday, was a workshop that I did back in Dubai with my Reiki Master, Pamela, and she'd left Dubai, she was coming back, and she asked me to facilitate, or sort of host rather, a Paint Your Soul workshop that she sort of facilitated. And oh my God, we had the best time, because we had all these ladies coming down to my house, and we went through meditation. We spoke about colors and why you would choose certain colors, and what, like, your birth date and how your name all connects with a certain color. And it was ace. And we had all these amazing paintings that came out of it. It was brilliant. So same concept, but with paint, channeling.
Well, and Angela must have been listening to me. This is, your life is far from boring, Derek. It's like with me as a missus. So I'll let you do the first one. See, we were connected to Lorna earlier on. She's,
my gosh,
Lorna's saying, Lorna Walker saying, can I have our card, pretty please? So
where are we up to? Let me scroll down so we see who I'm working with.
Lorna, I've got it on the screen. Can you see it?
Lorna, can I have a card, pretty please? Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, you put it up on the screen. Oh, that's very helpful. Thank you, Derek. Okay. So, as I've just chucked half of them on the floor, I'll get those in a minute. Okay, Lorna, your card is the Gates of Triumph. Now it says here, success expands in your life. Now, Lorna, were you the person that was asking about success earlier? oh, there I
There you
am.
go.
What happened there? Oh God, I've gotten all big. I think it was Lorna that mentioned that earlier. So basically, don't be afraid of success. Trust that it is coming to you. Trust that you can go through these gates of triumph. Gates tend to be at the beginning of a new journey or the end of a journey where you finally arrive at them and then you go through them. And that denotes rather your success. So it says that it expands your life. So I think by seeing your success as what will enrich you and what will help you to get the most out of life, then I would just trust in that process. That success is coming your way and you deserve to tap into it. So that's for Lorna.
No,
I'm about to take a dive under my desk now and retrieve the cards that just dropped.
Right, I'll put myself in the big screen. It's like, Lorna, I pulled out a wee card. This, what's the crack? You're a beauty, as the Glasgow would say, and the Glaswegians. And in the back of this card, in the heart of Glasgow's banter, a compliment shines through. This card celebrates the allure of the genuine spirit and natural charm. Embrace your beauty, Lorna, both within and out, and let your radiant spirit lift those around you. Always remember, you're a true gem. You're a beauty.
You're a beauty.
You're a beauty.
They're great.
So,
I love those.
Well done, Lorna. Oh, here's my lovely Angela. I can't say anything here. You'll need to pull a card for her.
Okay.
I better stop.
Lovely. Let's pull you a card. Okay, Angela. Your card is the Voyage of the Heart. It says love flows through you and to you. Sorry, my light's a little bit bright, so maybe I'll just have to come back a little bit there.
Yeah.
So yes, this is about trusting in your heart, looking at the concept of love and tapping into it and just trusting that it is there for you. You deserve to be loved. You are loved, and you can give and receive love in equal measure. It flows through you. So tapping into your heart is really going to help you to move forward in your life, trusting that you are loved. Because I think a lot of times we have a challenge with our self-confidence, whether we're liked, whether we're loved, whether we're respected, appreciated, all of those things. But just trust in that process. Trust that you are loved and you can receive it as well. So that's great.
Well, I did pull one wee card, Angela, and it's get loudy. Get loudy. He knows what that means. Get loudy. Just go for it. Get loudy.
Derek, I want these cards. They're brilliant.
I'm just waiting for a publisher or somebody to lend me the money to go and get them published.
They look ace.
So I'll put it out there. Universe, supply me with the funds.
Bring it on.
No, they're great. I wanted to play with the samples first before I really ordered them. And I'm enjoying using them and getting to know them as well. Because even though I wrote them, and I've got the Celtic Oracle cards as well. They're amazing. They're deeper. And I'm really looking forward to having them. Now, there's Tracy Blackie. Can I have a card, please? Well, I better be serious and pull a tarot card here. It's like, oh, look at that. Tracy, I don't know what's going on, but you have to stand your ground, right? Because it's to stand up for what you believe in, Tracy. And I feel you're not getting listened to sometimes. It's like you've got great ideas, or maybe you're not listening to your own ideas. It could be you, but you have to stand your ground to stay on track. And I've seen a lot of like men wearing skirts there. So it's like maybe there's a lot of men around you who have been very, very feminine, right? And are not doing what they should be doing. And
maybe they're men in kilts.
And what you should be saying to them, tell them they're talking pish today. Because sometimes in life, right, life serves a tall tailor to. Whether you're doubting someone's yarn or second-guessing your own self-talk, this card is a wee reminder to seek clarity and truth. So it's all about speaking your truth. Dive deeper and ask questions. And remember, not everything that's said is golden. So that backs up standing your ground card there. I don't know if you've got any thoughts there as well.
Do you want me to I'll pull a card very quickly. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy, Tracy.
Yeah.
You know to do that anyway. Yeah, I think that's a good card for Tracy, what you've pulled there. We need to get you those cards published. They're brilliant. So yeah, Tracy, joy and delight. Open your heart to joy.
Yeah. And we've got the next one. Jin Suri, she's often on. Can she have a card? Jen, where are you from? Because I know the name sounds foreign and stuff, and I'm not being kind of against. I'd love to know where you're from, because you never tell us. It's like, so.
Probably Edinburgh.
Probably, yeah, he could be Scottish or whatever, but it's like, he's got that kind of name. So, where's she from? It's like,
Nosy Parker.
I've been telling, my next card is, had your wee soft to shut up.
Brilliant. She's from Leeds. Look, there you go. Leeds.
Oh, from Leeds. Oh, so maybe because it's at Leeds. Well, that's a foreign land. That's England.
That down south.
Oh, look, I've got the lover's card for you, Jen. So, well, I'll let you go and talk to her, because I've spoken to her a few weeks in a row now.
So, Jen, hello. It's lovely to see you here all the way from Leeds. I have the Vast Vistas card for you today. This card is recommending that you expand your horizons. So if you think about this picture here, if you were to go to the top of a mountain or to take a walk where you've got a really nice view, how you can see a vast vista ahead of you, like a big horizon, then it means that you can basically make a lot of choices. You have the world at your, what's the word I'm looking for? At your feet, I suppose, so that you can choose, you can see things from that bigger perspective. You can maybe take a step back from what's going on in your life right now, so that you can see the bigger picture and see that there are always choices. I think we often get caught up or get bogged down by feeling stuck. And when you expand your horizons, you realize that you have many, many choices available to you if you just stop and take that moment to breathe. If that makes sense.
It's funny, because I've got, I'll put it back to side by side here, but I've got quit chucking your toys, right? Now, it's not just having a go at you, right? It's, life can get frustrating, and it backs up what you were saying, but restoring to tantrums won't make things better, so it's stop getting frustrated about the issues around you. This card nudges you to take a breath, recenter, and handle the situations with a bit more grace. Remember, you've got the wisdom, strength to face up the challenges head on. So pick up those toys and get on with it. And that's, I'm taking a bit of a mickey there, but have some fun and laugh at yourself, Jen.
Yeah.
Aye. So
Jen says she was born in Africa. Very nice.
Oh, that's where
very nice. A bit warmer than Leeds.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm picking up on the spiritual side. She must have a lot of strong spiritual connection. Who have we got here now? Oh, Becky says she's never done Oracle. I seem to collect tarot cards. Well, why don't you pull her an Oracle card? Because even though I do tarot cards, Oracle cards are based on the tarot card mythology.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
Do both, actually, and learn both. You know?
Maybe one day I'll get there. Okay, Becky, your card is the Surrendering to the Journey card. And this card is reminding you that you need to release control. So whatever's going on in your life right now, it's highly recommended that you just allow instead of trying to control things. So control is one of those really challenging things where finding the balance can always be a little bit difficult, because sometimes you feel like you're trying to control everything, so you become overly controlling. Sometimes you feel like you haven't got control over anything and you feel completely out of control. So it's all about the balance. But control really comes back to you, what you can control in yourself. You can control your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your behaviors. You can't control what other people think of you, whether you get a promotion in your job, what the weather's doing. So it's all about recognizing what you can and what you can't control. And when you can do that, then you can surrender to your journey and allow yourself to float beautifully and along like that boat there. There we go. Release control.
That's good. I'm just trying a different view there.
I know. I'm like,
I haven't tried this view before.
Fancy.
Thanks for doing that for Becky. Louise Kelman, right? Can I have her card, please? Well, I know Louise really well, so I'm putting you back on the spot.
Okay.
I think I prefer this one.
Yeah, that's nicer. I like
that, isn't it?
I know I'm a bit big. Louise Kelman, passion and pleasure, savor your life. So if you look at this card, it's a wee bit bright, sorry. Let me see if I can, there we go.
That's not too bad.
So yeah, it's better. Passion and pleasure. Look at the card. They're dancing, carefree, having a good time, enjoying life in general. So this is just a little reminder to savor your life. No matter what's going on, there's always beautiful, magical positives that can come out of anything. So just take a moment, put on your favorite song and dance, because you deserve to. You deserve to recognize what is fun in your life. And this will help you to, this passion and pleasure is what you're passionate about in your life, what brings you pleasure. That's what you should be tapping into. And it might not be dancing for you, it might be knitting. Could be anything, right? But yeah, just a reminder to savor your life, do what lights you up from the inside.
Yeah. And I've got for her, and it's quite intriguing. And it's like getting out and celebrating and stuff, as you were saying. It is fancy a wee swally.
Fancy a wee swally.
And it's not like going out and getting drunk and stuff like that. It's just like, it's a networking thing. Do you fancy a wee swally? From the heart-warming drams of the Highlands to the lively pints in the pub, fancy a wee swally is all about the joys of sharing good times and great stories. Whether it's lifting spirits or simply relishing in the moment, tongue-tied today, a wee swally often bridges gaps and fosters kinship. In life, sometimes all you need is a friendly gesture, a shared laugh, and a wee toast to memories, maybe and those yet to come. So it's basically saying, Louise, I know you've had struggles and whatnot over the last year or so, is get out and network again and have fun. I know you like your holiday, so I hope you've booked a holiday this year. Sandra reads, can I have a card, please? Well, we do a double. Like,
yeah, go for it. Pull them at the same time?
Yeah, I've got the High Priestess.
And I've got the transformation. The Phoenix.
It's quite cool, isn't it? The double. It's like, that is two powerful cards.
What does the High Priestess mean?
Well, a priestess is somebody who's high, and she doesn't believe in one god, she believes in them all, right? And it's Solomon's temple with abundance behind her, because pineapple is the ancient symbol of abundance. The High Priestess is quite stubborn at times, but for the greater good. Okay. So you must have something coming up, Sandra, that you need to stand up for yourself, and it's for the greater good. So connect to your heart center. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I think that from this card, it says fresh new energy. No, I beg your pardon. A fresh new way of living emerges. So you are in a process of transformation. So maybe the transformation is to become the High Priestess.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll feel a quick, it's like, foo's your dues, they're nae bad, they're aye shaving. So it's like, it's really good. Now, if you know the real story behind that's a bit crude, but it's like, even when the days feel long and the wind seems strong, remember you're chaving awa. It means in Doric, it means you're having a good time. You're just plodding on.
Yeah, you're just coming along. You're just carrying on, going with the flow, chaving awa.
Life has its moments of exhaustion, but your Scottish spirit keeps you moving. Use this card as a nudge to speak kindness, uplift others, and find the light in every situation. When asked, who's your dues? Let your heart answer. So I was drawn to the heart. Nae bad, I chavin awa, and spread that positivity.
Who's your dues for anybody who does not speak Doric? Basically, it's like, how are you doing? It's like a, how are you? You can also say fit like, but who's your dues directly translates into how are your doves? Is that right? Randomly.
Or as they all say, they would say this, how's your buzz?
How's your doves that I pecking?
I think it's more a Bucky saying that. I think that was always the guys that were going.
I know that, but my gran came for stricken, so I suppose she's up that way. Yeah.
Heather Lane saying, how we doing? Don't know if she's wanting a card. Oh, she does. Let's have a card for Heather.
Heather.
So, yeah.
Hello, Heather.
I'll let you go for it because I'm needing a drink.
Heather, this is a little reminder that you should maybe take a little bit of time for yourself to just step back, take time in solitude. So I think as humans, we need to be connected with people. And sometimes we actually forget that taking a step back into solitude can be really beneficial. It's not the same as being lonely or being alone. So think about this as taking some time for you, giving yourself permission to take that time for yourself. It says, in silence, peace prevails. So just taking that time to sit in silence, be with yourself, and get comfortable with being on your own and in solitude as well. And you're going to start to find some really beautiful inner peace for yourself. That's for Heather.
That's lovely. And I got a lovely, I'll put joint again here. Right.
Big screen.
Nan's got the banter. Now, I designed this card actually around my sister, right? Because she's a nana, right?
Right.
We had a nan and with the gran, and Nana died, right? But she always had the banter. So my sister's kind of took on that role, because she doesn't like being called granny because it sounds old, right?
Right.
So Nan's always got the banter. So if you're a granny, Heather, or a nan, let us know, because there's wisdom in those tales told over tea and old age advice passed down from the generations. Nan's got the banter reminds us that sometimes our elders' guidance, wrapped in humour and love, is just the clarity we need. Tune in and listen closely and find the gems of insight amidst the light-hearted jests and hearty laughs. So it's bringing in some of your family, and maybe in spirit or whatever, because they had the banter in them days, because they didn't have fancy counsellors or therapists in them days.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we do the tea leaf readings. They sat and had a cup of tea and a chat and spoke about all things. That's what they did.
Absolutely. Yeah. And maybe Heather's got a nan still on this plane of existence. Yeah. So go and see your nan if you have one.
And we've got time for a few more, 10 minutes. Leanne Coots, appreciate a card, thank you. Well, we'll do a double again.
Yes, do a double.
Let's cut a pack. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've got. Yeah, look at that.
Sorry, done it again.
You get taken shelter and answers within. I've got a knight in shining armor. Okay. I've got a knight of cups, a knight in shining armor. Okay. So, is there a knight who's already in your life, or are you running away from one? You need to let us know, because there's a light here, the lantern in yours.
So yes, mine says that you should take some shelter. Again, this is a little bit like the solitude card in a way. It's about taking that time out for yourself, finding a safe place, a little safe haven to be on your own. There's another card that's a sanctuary card in here. They all have slightly, there's slight differences, but this is really about not so much just taking time out in silence and appreciating that. This is about looking for the answers within. We spoke about this earlier in the call, in the chat show anyway, Derek, is that concept of just stopping for a moment and actually recognizing that you do have all the answers. They're all there for you if you can just stop and tap into your higher self or into whatever you think of as a higher power. So yeah, taking some shelter, taking some time out for yourself to find some answers.
Yeah. And speaking about answers, Louise has asked, does anyone know why my flat is so cold after doing a moon full sage? Yes, because I've had this in clearing homes, and sage does make a room go cold. And sometimes I make it go hot as well, but because it's clearing an energy. And when you've got energy, you usually feel the heat as well. And that's where we get tingling. So sage is really good to do, and especially after a full moon, because it's very powerful. And the cold is not that bad. It's embrace the cold.
Well, I think as well, when you do a sage or a smudge, you're supposed to have your windows open, aren't you? So that you can let the bad energy out. So maybe it's just cold because your windows are open. I know that sounds like, sometimes it's just the mundane that it can be, that you just don't realize that could be part of it, is you're letting out energy. You're letting out negative energy and leaving space. So, making sure it's important that you let the negative energy out. So when you're saging or smudging, you should open your windows. So maybe that's just part of it. Who knows?
I know further down at the trail, because I've got it on my phone, that Leanne Coots says, thank you. Both make sense. Trying to find a way on my new path. So she's saying thank you there. And Heather Lane's,
want to have a chat again, let me know.
Yeah, definitely. And as everyone out there, you can get in touch with either myself or Suz for a private session. And, and remember, both therapists, and we've both got other skills that we kind of use in our readings anyway, naturally, to help you move forward, you know.
My whole concept is about helping people to find their soul purpose. So, if that's something you're looking for, if that's the path you're looking for, then happy to have a chat. I can put a link up to book a call if anybody's interested in having a conversation with me about that.
Yeah, and we've had conversations where I've gone, Suz, help!
Likewise,
we've had, and
I think it's important that we support each other.
And that's what it's all about. And I remember you saying to me, "What do you like doing? The life coaching. Just focus on that," and I did. And I still do it along with my card readings because it's empowering people is the key.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we were talking about. The whole concept of this, how do we serve ourselves and how do we serve others is actually, it's all through empowerment. Because if you just enable people to just lean on you, then they never learn for themselves. We want to bring people on and improve their lives. It's important that they then learn how to do that for themselves and take ownership of that as well. It's important.
Yeah. And it's funny, I was waiting to say this could be for you, but it's I pulled this for Aileen, right? And look, you're a smart bastard. And don't take offense to this because I haven't read it yet, right? It's all right, genius, right? You are a smart bastard, right? It's all about recognizing those strokes of brilliance, the witty retorts and the clever maneuvers. Celebrate your moments of sharp thinking. Don't be shy to flaunt it. They're that wit. Here's a toast to the masterminds and their quick-witted escapades. Now, that's recognizing that you are very smart and you are very wise, and I know you're very spiritual. So I'm interested to see what card you pull.
Well, let's see. Oh, fellow travelers, support is all around you.
That's a lot.
So just trust that there are, the thing with support is that oftentimes we don't like to ask for support. We don't like to bother people or, inconvenience people because we need a bit of help. But actually, when you ask for support will be given. So remember and know that you have fellow travelers. If you think about what Derek and I just said about, I'll come to him and say help, or likewise, he'll do the same to me or whatever. And we're all here for each other. So know that you have fellow travelers walking the path with you that you can ask for support. So please, and that goes for everybody, make sure you ask, reach out, ask for support and take action to take that support. Yeah. I'll be asking for support this weekend because I know I can't lift my gong with my back the way it is. So I have no choice but to ask for support. So there you go.
see when you're banging your gong, right? Does that heal you? Because when you're banging your gong, you're very close to it. Now I've had the gong experience, right? Along with the sound bath and all that. And I found the gong more powerful than the singing bowls, if you know what I mean. Because it really vibrated to me on that day. It might be different for others. But if you're so close to it, do you not feel it as well?
So actually someone asked me that very question on Friday night after the sound bath. And yes, so if you're at a sound bath and you're being bathed in the vibrations of the sounds, you're lying down, you're receiving it. You don't actually have to do anything to participate in a sound bath, but you're receiving that energy and you're going into the calm response because you're being bathed in the frequencies of the music or the sounds, right? For me, it's all still happening because I am right in front of it. But because I'm not just lying down and receiving, I'm actually serving. Coming full circle back to our whole topic for tonight. I'm offering that and gifting that and serving people by helping them to feel better about themselves. I still get the benefit of the vibrational frequencies coming into my body and helping me feel good about myself. But I don't get quite the same effect because I'm not lying down receiving it from the same perspective. But yes, in essence, yes, the answer is I still get the help.
Here's somebody that needs some help. I mean, she asked the question earlier on about, will I succeed in my actual work or will I change it to another enterprise? And I know you need a bit of guidance and a bit of cards. So I'll pull a wee tarot card because we're also picking up on the anxiety that you've got just now as well. So keep it in check as well, because you're getting the strength card. So yes,
Oh, wow.
I feel that you'll succeed in either. You just need to take a step back and use the strength. So that's why it's difficult for me to answer. Look at the options. I think there's options in both, but you have to make changes in both. You know, but you've got the strength to do it. And a wee what's the crack cards. Oh, you've got who's your dues again. So it's not. So stop worrying, Jasmine. Sometimes by not making a decision and just going with the flow, Spirit makes a decision for you. Have you found that?
Wait, you see my card though.
Well,
so navigating by the stars. So Jasmine, this card is telling you to follow your bliss. So will you succeed in your actual work, or will you change to another enterprise? Follow your bliss. Do what makes you happy, because that's where you're getting your answers from. Absolutely. So navigating by the stars, if you think about it, you're just trusting that you're following a direction that the stars are showing to you. So trust and follow your bliss. Don't leave it to fate, or leave it to chance, or leave it to hope, or leave it to somebody else to make the decision for you. Get in the driving seat. Follow your bliss.
Yeah, I feel that. I just feel you're going to be a success either way. And to me, you're already a success for having a go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of thanks here. I'm just looking for the next card before I miss anyone. Jackie.
Yes, hi, please. Jackie. I know that name. Lovely to see you here.
So do you want to go first? Because I'm not ready.
Jackie, your card here is the Miracles card, and it says here, expect the wondrous to emerge. So there's magical things coming your way, Jackie. Just expect them. Don't be surprised by them, and don't be like, oh my God, or don't doubt them. Just trust them and fully expect something miraculous is going to happen very soon for you.
Oh, I pulled a wee what's the crack card, and it is your clan does love you. So yeah, you are loved above and below. It's like depending where they are. It's like, so it is in the heart of the Highlands and the valleys below. The love of your clan is a flame that never dwindles. Your clan does love you. It's a testament to the unwavering support and camaraderie and deep-rooted affection found in our kin. Whether near or far, in the moments of joy or sorrow, be reminded of the constant embrace of your clan and the cherished bond that always surrounds you. And I am getting a father figure in spirit. I'm not going to open up to mediumship because I won't shut down. But there is family and spirit around you and a lot of strength that's giving you a little push. Right? Yeah. So take their love, and especially a father figure. I do feel it's a kind of granddad. They didn't get a chance to say how much he loved you. So I'll leave you with that. That's fitting. I'm trying to find the next card. We'll maybe make this the last one. We've got 2 minutes to go. Alison Kill, could I have a card? A job decision. Well, this is kind of similar to the last one. Hi there, Alison. Could I have a card, please? Job decisions to be made. Thanks. So, interesting one. I think that deserves to be a tarot card, I think.
Yeah.
We'll do a double with this one.
Let's do double.
It's the final one tonight. We'll do a double.
I had a sneak peek there. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Right. Look at that. The Queen of Cups. Oh, very motherly card, this. And mastering your emotions. And she's a queen, she's a leader. So you've got a wise
leader.
That's freaky, that. It's so true. Yeah.
So, who's the Alison? It says that you are a beacon for others. So I don't know what the job decision that you have to make is, but I really need you to know that you are a wise leader and you are a beacon for others. You are the guide. You're the teacher. You are the leader. So maybe if you haven't already stepped into that role, maybe it's a good time to do so. I don't know whether that resonates. Let me know what the job is, or if you want to.
Look at this. Look at this. The big yin is coming. Stand tall and
there
proud.
we go. And it's some very positive cards there.
Yeah, it's like life's grand moments are here for the taking. Step into the limelight. So I feel it's like a new position or going up the way.
In a leadership role, strong, powerful woman. Go, Alison!
Go. And it's like, remember the story of your life. This is the chapter where you rise and shine in brightest. The new job, wedding, baby, or much more is on its way. Say, how can I get better than this? What a can't finish on tonight.
Oh, there's your answer there, Alison. Let us know.
You know, that's amazing. You know, so you can always
let me know.
Yeah, and it's like there's too many comments, too many people now, and there's loads of comments there. So we'll have a read of them once we're finished and answer them later on. But again, you know, thanks, Suze, for coming on tonight. It's been amazing having you on.
Thank you for having me, Derek. It's brilliant. And I love those cards. I need a copy of those cards. You've got to get them printed. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
It's been great. I'll speak to you in a wee minute when we're off air. But thanks again for everyone for tuning in. Sorry we've run out of time. And we look forward to next. I don't know who my guest is next week. I'll need to think of somebody. I was trying to get Angela to come on again, but she's staying in the background.
Well, please do make sure that you're liking my Facebook page, SUZANNE McDONALD Wellbeing. If anybody who's been on here tonight would like to have a chat with me, then if you just drop me a message through my Facebook page, I'm offering a free 45-minute call with anybody who wants to have a talk about their soul purpose and how I can help them with that as well. So thank you so much, Derek.
And it's all the contact information is on the original post. So go up to the top and you'll see all Sue's details, all my details, and you know who we are. We're not far away. And if I've got an awkward one, I'll send it to Sue. It's like, no, I won't. No, I'm only joking.
You're sending them right back.
No, you send them right back. I know. But we all work. If we've got, it's true though, if we've ever got a problem with somebody or somebody we're challenging with, to support, it could be somebody that's out with my field. All the therapists, the good therapists, do share and talk to one another with the client's permission, of course. There's confidentiality.
Yes, of course.
And you know, we have referred people on to Sue to other people in the area, or if people are in that. And I know there's somebody that's been talking to me tonight that's in your area, and I'll be recommending to go and see you because you're closer, and to come up and see us as well. And you know, there's no ego when we do this. You know, and
well, it'd be a bit boring if it was, but you're right. No, it's not about ego at all. It's about literally serving.
Serving, and that's what the subject was tonight. How we serve others and ourselves, and sometimes we just got to listen to that wee voice in the head.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And anyway, thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Derek.